Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. Welcome back to our small holding series. I'm finishing off picking up these bales from the last episode. Feels like it's been ages, but it's not actually been that long. I'm finally getting them sorted out. Oh, that was, well, trying to anyway. Some of them didn't drop because I wasn't using the wrapper the right way, if you remember from the last episode. So we're just sorting that out now on a couple of them, and I've purchased this. I've not even leased it out. No more finance. We already owe a lot of money, and I've got some crippling finance options going on, but we're trying to get through that. But we're hopefully going to fly through this series a lot quicker than what we have been doing recently, because I've decided that I'm doing two series on the same map technically, even though this is a custom farm build. But I thought I'm gonna mix it up a bit. I'm gonna move maps, or I'm gonna build a perfect farm, like the most perfect farm I can do. That is the idea or thought process behind it. It's a bit tricky, that is. But yeah, that's my plan. So the Oak Bridge Farm series, the Let's Play series, is going to change pretty much into something else straight away, because I want to do something a little bit different. My idea is to get like the perfect setup, perfect farm, with the right sheds, the right size equipment, and everything, and having a big arable field, as if you've got everything set up the way you want it. You want it to get. I don't want to get like the biggest tools or anything like that, but I would like one massive arable field to work with, and then have enough of the pastures or the cow sheds to progress. So ideally we'd have a big milking barn with some grass fields that we need to make TMR and everything, so big enough grass fields. But then also I want to have some holding pens for beef stock, so maybe ones where we can put calves in that are open out in a pasture so they can just graze, for example. And then eventually we'd have a feeding shed where we're bulking them up with the silage or hay to try and get them to that perfect health point, so we get the maximum. That is the aim. That's what I'm going to be trying to do. And I might even have a few pastures for sheep and goats and stuff, so we can really then do everything that FS25 has to offer, because I feel like I've missed that about the game, that I've been just playing it and kind of like struggling all the way through. And that's what this series is for. This is a challenge. I'm playing on hard difficulty, as you know, if you've been following it. Let's try that again. Yeah, so I'm playing it on hard difficulty with this. We've got this small equipment. We've got restrictions in place. We can't go above 150 horsepower. So the series always remains with small equipment. That's the aim of it. So I think, well, if I'm struggling in this, I don't need to struggle on the other one. I know I've got loans and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the money I've got now and the loan, but have a better farm. So better farm, better equipment, and start off, and then really just enjoy the farming aspect of the game that I can't really do too much currently. That's my plan. So let me know what you think of that. I'm thinking of building a farm on this map, because it's pretty much the best UK. Well, it's really the only UK option that we've got currently. So it could be like the only. Yeah, it's like I don't even think I've got a better option unless I build it on another map. I've been looking at Pelgany because that looks absolutely amazing. But I know a lot of people are playing on it, and I was trying to think, well, can I do something different? And the idea came from a while ago. I don't know if you've been following the channel this long, but it must be over 2 years ago now. I did a series called Scroftopia Farm, and it was pretty much the same aspect. Now, the reason I stopped that series, and even at the time I took a little break from YouTube, is because I was going through, I don't mind being open about this, I was going through a breakup, and it was before I met Beanie. And I had to move out of house, get a house and everything like that. So it was, quite a stressful time. A lot was going on, managing real life kind of events. So I decided to take a few months away, stop the farmhand as well. I think it must have been about maybe 2 months around the Christmas period that I stopped making content. I also stopped the Scroftopia Farm series. And if you've followed the channel, you probably know about that. But then I came back, carried on the farmhand series, and the rest is history, as they say. So I want to bring it back. I'm thinking of doing Scroftopia Farm again, but this time round, you know, on FS25 with all the same kind of ideas. I want a good arable size field. I want good grass size fields. I don't want to be restricted in that regards, and I also want to have holding pastures or ways that I can kind of do rotation through the animals, so depending on their age and stuff. And it could also mean that I've got the same for dairy stock, so maybe we've got 2 dairy stock sheds, one for, you know, young stock that aren't producing milk yet but are older than calves, and then we've got our actual milking breeds that are getting fed TMR, so the other ones can get fed like hay, silage, and then yeah, the milkers can get fed TMR. And the same can happen with the beef stock. We can have young stock, newborns, and ones that are just basically feeding out, living the dream out in a pasture, so they can use the meadow grass feature. But then we've got the ones that we're bringing in that are getting close to that 2-year mark, which is probably when I'm going to aim for. And when they're there, you know, maybe a couple months before, maybe, I don't know, we could say 6 months before, we just start feeding them some silage and some hay. And now, really, we don't even need to do it 6 months. You could technically do it just a couple of months, to be sure, as long as they jump up to that 100% mark. Well, it's not really the 100%. It's 100% health mark, basically. They don't need to have productivity or anything. As long as they have the maximum value, that is pretty much the main thing. So that's going to be the aim. I might even have like the calf igloos as well, and we can put the calves in them igloos, because even if that's beef stock or milkers, we can have like an igloo section. So I want to have a really nice vast farm, and I'm thinking of building it on this map and having, you know, a good chunk of it done in GE, so I can put some of the, you know, the foliage and the nettles around and make it look pretty nice. And I might even add it to this, so when this eventually gets released and Oxy lets me drop this small holding series, you'll also have the other farm to try out as well. Let's call it Scroftopia Farm. I think that's going to be a really cool idea and something new as well, because I feel like I don't know, sometimes you can get a bit stagnant. You know, it can stagnate a little bit. You can kind of do the same thing over and over again, and I feel like I'm struggling a lot, and I want to, you know, play the game a little bit more and open up what I can do. Let this series be the struggle. So that's my plan anyway. That is the aim. And then obviously the farmhand will carry on. And I've actually got something really cool going on in life at the moment that I'm keeping a little bit of a secret, just because it should allow me to make maybe a video once a week potentially, and if not that, once every 2 weeks. So I'm kind of living out a dream, I'll be honest. But more information on that will come very soon. So yeah, that's going to be really cool to announce. You might want to follow along, you might not. It might not be your cup of tea, but I will talk about it soon on the channel, because it's unfortunately going to take me a little bit away from FS, so I won't make as many videos a week, but I will still make the minimum of 4, which is 2 farmhands and then 2 episodes on whatever series I'm doing at the time. But it will allow me, like I said, to make a video every now and again. So I'll talk about it more, but yeah, that is in the works. It's official. It's happening. So exciting things are going on. Now, this video should drop on the 2nd of April. And I know I've spoke about doing the farmhand week. So when I did it last year, I was like, the next farmhand week will happen in April. But that's not happening this time around, just because of the fact that it's just I haven't got the time to make 7 farmhand videos in a week. It's just not going to happen. But it's not to say it won't happen. I will have another farmhand week at some point, just when I've got a bit more time on my hands to get that done. So if you are thinking, wait a minute, Scroft, you did say last year when the farmhand week ended that you'd do it again next April, and I will. I promise you, I will. But it might not be April. It's when I've got the time to do that, because they take so long, and I don't want to drop in quality. I don't mind making them a little bit shorter, maybe they're like the 20 minutes long each day, but it's still a lot of work to do, and I'd rather make, you know, quality over quantity kind of thing. And I think the story that I've got planned out right now, it doesn't fit doing a week. It definitely doesn't. It'll rush through too much, I think. But that is the plan. I mean, there's been a lot of mods dropped as well. We've had just like big mod drops going on. And I feel sorry for people like the Mr. Sealy P, who has to do, his video content style is he kind of gives you a rundown of all the mods, and he must be like, he must be scratching his head right now, thinking where's all these mods coming from, and why have I not got a chance to breathe? So I have to respect the work that Mr. Silly P's doing right now. It's exciting though to see these mods. I mean, the mods make the game for me, always have done, and I'm liking the changes we're getting, updates, and yeah, I think the waiting time is actually coming down, which is good news. Ah, I've messed that one up. So it's a weird thing, this is. It's like it works really well, but then the physics sometimes it just doesn't like it at all. It bounces a lot, which is strange. There we go. It's like it's got something going on. I mean, today, when I'm recording this, which is Monday, the realistic... see what I mean? That is crazy bouncing. Try this again. It might be me catching that top, which is supposed to be a way that it doesn't tip over. But all I'm doing is tipping it over with it. So let's try this one more time. There we go. Much better. So yeah, realistic weather mod. I talk about it a lot, but we've had an update that's come. So that's on mod up today, which will fix the bales that I mentioned about rotting away, even when it's wrapped. So go check that out. There's a few stability updates. I'm not running that right now just because I've made so many custom bloody edits to the code that I'll have to redo some of it because it's not all kind of sorted out, and I do like the way it's working for me right now. But we're going to try out soon some hay, and I love the way that hay is now done with that mod because of the fact we can just leave it out and let it dry. So I'm going to show that off because it's pretty much Seasons of Old stuff, and that is where the game needs to be for me. I think the most enjoyment I ever got in FS was playing FS19 near the end of it. So just before 22 came out, I was playing Challengton Valley, and we had Seasons of Old, and we had Precision Farming that had just been released, and it was like the pinnacle of farm sim for a player like myself who wants to play more in depth with better features, more of an economy management style, anything like that, where it just expands on the gameplay. Like I am well up for that. So yeah, FS19 was kind of like the pinnacle of where the game was. But then 22 did a cracking job. It added in, all the kind of stuff that you could do with the arable fields, like rolling and mulching. And we saw some improvements there. So 22 was good. And then when we got Precision Farming and Maize Plus, it was at a really good standard. But I think we're missing Precision Farming a lot. I think a lot of players agree with me there. But also, I think we're missing Maize Plus. I really like Maize Plus. I'm not sure about the Terra Life because I didn't try it out much on 22 because I thought I'll wait for 25, because when it did drop on 22 there was a lot of bugs originally, which you'd expect because it's such a game-changing overhaul. But the good thing about it is it did add in, some aspects of Seasons of Old. So for me, it was a really good addition. Now I'm excited to try that out on 25 now that it's had that kind of initial beta release and testing, because I think that would have done it the world of good. And I know there's some really good modders in the farming agency that are working hard, but I think they're waiting for Precision Farm before they kind of roll out Maize Plus, and then obviously maybe potentially Terra Life after. I don't know the roadmap for it, but I'd imagine they're going to go Maize Plus then Terra Life. But when that comes out, Precision Farming, the game's going to start hitting new heights, and it's going to be really good. I've still got that stuttering effect. I'm pretty certain that it is the realistic weather mod, and it's just something I'm going to have to bear because that mod, there's too many positives that outweigh the negatives. Right, let's open this up, and we're going to go do the contract. Anyone with an eagle eye will have noticed that we're still in the same in-game day. The reason for that is I didn't want to just progress to July 2 because I've got enough daylight still in the day to get through this. So I'm just going to go and smash out this contract in that sorghum field because it's going to give us the money we need to progress through. It is pretty much the way we have to play it at the moment. We need money, making sure we've got at least probably like 9,000 in the bank every time. Yeah, every time we go and do, or sorry, every time we progress for a month. So this 20 odd grand, I think it is. Let's have a look. It's been a while since I've actually checked this contract that I agreed on doing. This is a new thing as well with the realistic weather mod. The saving time has jumped up so much, and it's just because of all that information in that XML. I've tried to look in the moisture XML that's now in your save game folder. It is massive that sometimes it doesn't even open up. It's pretty insane. We want... I always forget which one the contract mod is. Is it that one? There we go. So we've got here field 11, which is going to be just straight down for us. It's not the biggest field, but it will do the job. It's only 6,900. I thought it was 20 grand. I've got that one wrong. That's a square baler, though. I know someone said, yes, square bale. I think we might have an issue here because we're doing round bales. I think we might have an issue. So I'm going to have to get a square baler for this contract. And if I'm doing that, I may as well accept this one and just bring in the cash, because then it'll justify leasing out a square baler. But I need one that can run with the horsepower tractor I've got, because I don't want to be leasing out any tractors that are over 150. That is a rule I have to stick to. So, yeah, I might have set myself up here. Let's have a quick look and figure out what we can do. We need a square baler that's around the same horsepower as this, because this is 136. I think we can up it to 150. I'm sure of it. Or that might be the maximum. I forgot now. Where's the balers? There we go. Square baler. So we've got this one, which is small, but I can't use that. 195, 250, 275. We've got this old one here. This could be the perfect one. Thank God for modders. They've saved me. So this is 83,500. But to lease it, which I can do, that's not an issue at all. It's going to cost me, let's just figure this out, 4,295, which is pretty much the majority of what I'm getting now for this contract. So I'm going to have to do the second contract. Now, I don't know if I can do that all in one episode because we've already done that bale stacking. Oh, sorry, bud. Am I in your way there? Who is that? That is a unique character. I've never seen him walk around in overalls. Yeah, let's go lease it out. We're going to have to. And I think there's no point in me hauling around this baler, so I'm just going to quickly park it here. I know the neighbour. His name's Jeff. He don't mind. Jeff Sound. So he'll let me park it there. Cheers, Jeff. Yeah, no worries, bud. So let's go to the store. We're going to have to get this baler. We'll do field 11 in this video, and then I might even have to do the other contract probably in between this episode and the next one to make sure that this wasn't just a waste of money, because I'm only going to hit a profit of like, what, £1,000 odd maybe, potentially. So we're going to have to do field 34. I'm going to have to accept this contract. There we go. I'm hoping I'm still on the straight line. There we go. And then we'll go to active. Yeah, so I'd be over 1,000, but it's still not much. Whereas that is going to be justification for leasing out a square baler. I need to make sure I keep an eye on that next time. I mean, this square baler that we're going to lease out now is the perfect baler to try and buy at some point. Now, I have mentioned that I'm using the sales mod, which is a tremendous tool to have in a series like this where everything matters financially. So if we go to this, you'll see that, well, there's not many options right now, but that will fill up because we haven't progressed much time. If you've watched my Oak Bridge series, you'll know that it gets quite a lot, and it does have the capability of having around 100 items. So, you know, we have the possibility of maybe finding that baler at some point on a good deal. But it's a perfect baler because we can use it with the tools we've got, the tractors we got. We can maybe modernise it at some point, get a better tractor age-wise, but still not above that 150 horsepower mark. So let's get this sorted. I'll lease this baler out. I'll get back in field 11. And yeah, we'll get this contract done at least. And then it's going to be my job in between this episode and the next to do that. Because I can't keep in the same in-game day for 4 episodes. This is the 3rd episode now that I've been in July 1. It's been a busy, busy day. So I'm down to £1,473. We really need this money. You can see that it's full with the bale twine as well, which is good. It cost about 720 as an extra to fill it up prior to being used, which will go a long way. I will try and empty that out though at the end before I return it, because I've paid for that. And we may as well keep it. Now, field 11 is on the left now. And I remember it being pretty difficult to see the straw. So I'm hoping it's easier, because I did change the texture of the crop. And if not, well, we'll do the best we can. But I'm just glad we've got modders out there working on some mods like this quadrant, this old school quadrant. Not too sure about the French flag. I might remove that. But it'll do the job. Let's get her unfolded. We'll start with this headland here. I mean, I can see it from afar. That's the good news. I mean, we may as well start in the centre, just to make our life a little bit easier. And I'll also see if I can change the size of the bale, because that does mean that I go quicker. There you go, 240, so not bad at all. So let's start. Just trying to think. We've got one rounded headland pass, but it looks like there's 2 headlands. So if we start here, we should be good. And off we go. Let's get this contract in. Oh, it's struggling. I'm hoping as soon as it gets up to speed, we should be alright. And it is a pretty level field, but that did not like that start then. So we are on the max of what this tractor should be hauling. But we'll get through it. We'll fly through this, bring in the first bit of cash, raise up, well, basically give back all the money we've just used to lease out this. The next one, though, is going to be where we can actually progress. 2 months' time. So 16,024 is pretty much going to be 3 months. So we're going to be around that at least, but we definitely need a bit of extra cash. I've also got the milk that I still need to sell, so that could be something we do. Maybe in the next episode. We're definitely over the 6,000 mark, which is when I said I want to sell around 6,000. But yeah, let's crack on and get this done. This is going to be a big job. 9% I've done. I decided to stop there instead of just carrying on doing a bit of a jump cut to the end. But I will get this done for the next episode, and then I'll jump forward in time to where, you know, we're progressing well. But it's going to be an important contract to get done. But at least we got the baler out. It's really strange do it in these sorghum fields. I don't know why every time it's a sorghum field and we can hardly see the straw that's dropping. It'd be nice if it was, anything else. But the sorghum just makes it a little bit tricky. Like, you can't see. You can there when you're looking down the rows. Just about see it. You can also see, like, the top of a bale that drops out. But, yeah, we're doing all right. Let's just quickly jump back over to... Yeah, let's jump over here. I want to just check first the cows. I haven't seen how much feed they got. I imagine they're fine. Chickens are fine. Yeah, cows have got plenty of feed. Could do with some TMR, though. So that is something I'll get sorted out ASAP. But let's finish off one of them contracts, the one we just completed. At least bring in the money that we used to lease out that baler. 6,982. Technically, we can now jump forward into next month. And the next one do us the world of good and progresses through, well, potentially into like the winter months. I'm just trying to think now. Do we have anything else to do? I think we might have one more chop of grass. We've got silage. We've got hay. We can do one more round of hay. I think we'll keep some of it, sell some of it. Definitely don't need to keep all that. In fact, that just reminds me. Let's just move over to the harvester. Yeah, we've still got this trail load of bales as well. Now, I actually don't think we're going to need them, so let's have a look quickly. Best time to sell straw is in January, so we may as well hold on to that, because £34 compared to 49. I know it's not much money, but we are playing on hard difficulty. But yeah, that is a big thing. We've also got the crop in the shed, and we'll need to go to this one, have a look for wheat, because we're going to have to sell that at some point as well. We've got the milk. So at some point we'll get... I've just flown past that. There we go, right at the bottom. So yeah, 402 in December. So around that time we're going to sell the straw. We're also going to sell the grain. And yeah, if we have a look at milk, because we got milk stacking up, I imagine we need to make sure we sell that as well at a good time. Look, September's a really good month, so we could hold on to it, the milk we've got now, and just go sell a load of it in September. Then again, we can sell it around the time we sell the grain, because we've got two nice peaks there for selling milk. So I think it's a no-brainer. Try and maximise on everything. I think we jump through to at least September, get that hay done in the next episode, complete, obviously this contract will get us there, the one I've got to work on, and then we'll sell the milk, hold on to it again, and then do a big sell of everything that we've got around December, January time. I think that has to be the plan going forward. So next episode, I'm aiming for probably around September, because we have just chopped. So, you know, it's going to be very close to September, October time when we get the next chop, and it's going to be hay, which is going to be interesting to do, because like I've mentioned, with hay's now like what it was in seasons of old. So super cool to get that done. I do need to roll this as well, I've just thought, to get fertilizer, to get it fully fertilized again. So I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be busy. Before the next episode, I'm going to get this rolled. I'm also going to make sure I finish that contract and jump through to the next time round when we can do the work on this field. So it might not be fully grown, but it'll be enough for us to be ready to harvest in September. And we'll also get that milk sold. I think that is the plan for the next episode. But on that note, I'm going to leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you giving up your time to watch the videos. So thank you so much. If you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And if you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.